Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AI Agents in Practice Learning series. This is going to be a pure hands-on session. Before we deep dive into the ServiceNow AI and different features and how to build our different agentic solutions in ServiceNow, let's first understand what is our use case and what all things we are going to use in order to develop this use case. So this video is going to be a bit theoretical, but this is going to set a very strong stage for the upcoming hands-on series. Because if you don't understand the problem statement, if you don't understand the solution, if you don't understand what are components you are going to use in order to develop those solutions, it will be very hard for you to go ahead and develop it out, right? So with that note, let me bring my screen up. All right, thank you so much. I hope you're able to see my screen. So let's get started. So ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our use case for it. We're going to build one use case end to end, and this is going to be known as HR case interceptor, which is, let me see if I can get the pointer in from here somehow. Just all right. I think this is here. Thank you so much. So this is going to be a HR case interceptor use case where we are going to demonstrate and build an agentic AI solution which takes care of your HR cases automatically as per our use case. So we are going to build it. We are going to build an agentic workflow using different platform capabilities. We are going to understand how the orchestration, data skills, and agents work together. And we are going to reuse it. We are going to apply the same implementation pattern to our different use cases going forward. So what you're going to build in this workshop, you're going to build an HR case interceptor and end-to-end reference implementation for building agentic workforce. The first module is going to be an agentic use case in data readiness lab. That is what we are discussing right now. In this, you will understand the HR case interceptor use case and how you analyze the data which is required for your AI workflow. The second one is going to be a now assist skill kit where you are going to build your own custom skill kit out there. And then there is going to be an agentic workflow, just like we have in Float Designer entire workflow, where you develop on the basis of trigger positions, you have certain logic and you implement that, right? The same thing we're going to do here. We are going to build our agentic workflow, which is going to use different agents and different skills in order to perform a certain action. And we're going to use our Flow Designer, scripts, RAG search, and custom skills out there. Then we are going to understand our AI control tower, which is the most fascinating part of it because you can build the AI solutions, you can build the AI agents, but the talk of the town is how do you govern them efficiently, right? What value you are getting out of your AI solution is the most important part. And then we are going to do our data preparation and agentic evaluation lab, where we are going to label our data sets using now assess data skill kit and run automated evaluations to assess the agent performance. And then we are going to do autonomous workforce overview and demo, where you're going to see how an HR L1 service desk specialist agent is going to use multiple agents and going to resolve a case from end to end. So, ladies and gentlemen, the featured components are going to be AI agents and workflows, AI control tower, now assess skill kit, now assess readiness evaluation, agentic evaluations, autonomous workforce, now assist virtual agent, now assist AI search, now assist data kit, AI agent advisor. All these components you are going to learn in this series, not only theoretical, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a pure hands-on, and you're going to see how it works in action. So with that note, let's move forward. So we are what we're going to do the after doing the workshop, we are going to build an agentic workflow. They're going to structure lab exercises and guidance in the real time. So this is something we can ignore. So this is going to be your AI Agent Zero implementations workbook. And This is going to be your introduction to Agent Zero use cases and agentic system. What is an agentic system? Let's try to understand that first, right? An agentic system that can interpret intent, plan, and execute tasks in one place of human workforce workers is something that you can say as an agent use case. Now, this is very important, right? Everybody is talking about AI, that I want to implement AI, I want to learn AI, I want to solutionize different problem. But the first important thing for your customer is to identify the agentic use cases. And if you are not able to identify the use cases, it is going to be very difficult to go ahead and implement those. So first of all, request clarification, predict info or predict you. So you can automate the data integrating checks and request follow-ups to eliminate manual investigation and accelerate ticket resolution. That can be one of the use case. Then the another use case can be you can route or classify the ticket automatically to eliminate the bottlenecks and reduce the mean time to resolution. You can do relevant KB article search and going through your historical data of tickets and knowledge base articles, you can bring up your resolution notes. You can auto reply with your suggested solutions. And why not? You can become your agent can become an end-to-end resolver for any problem statement, which is also known as autonomous agent, right? So give a moment, try to read all these agent zero use cases and try to think, is there any other use case comes into your mind that okay, I can do that as well, I can do Y as well, and I can do Z as well. All right, keep thinking. That is going to help you. Okay, so what are the typical four phases of engagement here? The first thing is, of course, the discovery, where you understand the business problem, where you understand the as is process. We generally started from here, right? Be it any implementation, a series, be it ITSM, CSM, agentic AI, anything, right? And then you design it. You design your high level solution. You take validation from your enterprise architects, your key stakeholders, at how you're going to develop this. Then you do your development, you test it, you do your unit testing, SIT, and then of course you deploy it, which is your controlled rollout, and you need to do your organization change management as well, because not sure how much your workforce is ready for that change of the operations, right? So this is something that is ideal in all of the engagements. Now, this is very important. How do you define the success of an agentic AI solution implementation? This is very important. Before you start an implementation, and I would say before you even sign an SOW, it is very important you align with your stakeholders on the success criteria. Who signs off the success? Who is the your key stakeholder? What does success means to them? Success can be different to different people. For some, it can be to save some dollars. For some, it can be to provide more efficiency in the system. For some, it can be to reduce the headcount of the organization and whatnot. So understand all those things in detail. What is the objective ownership? How you are going to define your success? What are the key KPIs for that? What is the impact or the improvement required out of this implementation? So all these parameters as an implementation leader, you should have agreed with your key stakeholders. What is going to be baseline metrics, the volume in scope, the current MTTR, first contact resolution rate, the reassignment rate, latency. Doing the analysis of all this will help you a lot in coming up with an efficient solution. You need to align on a label data set, agree that, okay, once I develop the solution on this data set, I'm going to do my testing, I'm going to perform my unit testing or a system integrated testing or UAT, and then we are going to take a sign off for the production deployment. So all this is very, very important you before you start with an implementation, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, the one of the famous question, okay, I'm a solution architect or I'm a developer. I have a requirement out there where I need to use a traditional flow, where I need to use an AI skill, or where you need use to use AI agent. So this is something which is very generic. We are trying to explain here, and this can differ from use case to use case. So it can be used individually and it can be used in a combination. So when we go ahead in the further videos, we are going to see we are going to implement it in in combination of all the traditional flow, the AI skill, and the AI agent. So traditional flow is very simple when you are addressing simple and straightforward queries with known answers. When you know this is the my fixed process, there is a fixed task out there, and you don't require any complex decision making. You know if X is there, do Y Z A. If you know if Y is there, do B C D. All those logic you can put in your traditional flow. AI skill you need to use where you are using a generative AI LLM code to solve a specific use case. For an example, the most famous one in the AI industry, there is an ITSM incident. You want to summarize it. That is known as your AI skill, right? You click on a button, it gives you a summarization out of it. And that is known as a RAG search also. RAG and semantic search, we are going to, talk about this in the future for sure. And this also requires a very controlled trigger out there. You click on something and then this happens, right? The AI agent, this is where the entire game begins. This is knowledge intent. It is mostly used for knowledge intensive tasks. You find a solution which might use multiple sources of knowledge bases, your past ticket history, and it might need a human also in a loop in a collaboration to plan or solve the issue. And sometimes it can be an autonomous where you don't need a human touch and your agents can go ahead and perform the task. In this, there is hard to define a specific and determined flow. So this is a generic definition, and it will change from your use case to use case. You might need to combine AI skill and AI agent, or traditional flow and AI skill, or combination of three to develop and deliver a use case out there. All right. So what can be the testing strategies in the agentic AI world solutions, right? There can be functional testing, of course, that you have developed your solution. Did the agent executed the intended workflow? Did the integration hub scope trigger? Did the ticket state change? It was pass or fail? It is mostly like our regular testing we do, right? That my script was able to give me the right output or not in that case. The semantic testing is something which, okay, your AI agent got triggered, it gave the output, but what is the quality of that output, right? What is the in Gen Z technology or in the Gen Z world, we can say the vibe check. Is the tone of the AI response is appropriate? Is the summary sounding correct? Is it making sense? And as an SME, you can grade to that, and you can see how you can improve your AI agent with maybe the prompts or the different tools that you're using out there. All right. What can be the deploy strategies out there, right? So this is something that I think if you're part of a large transformation programs where you roll out the solutions out there, how do you deploy? You can do a shadow deployment where you can discover, test, iterate, and deploy. In this thing, the AI agent runs silently in the background against the live data, and the outputs are also hidden from the users. The second one is the shadow beta deployment, where you discover, deploy, test, iterate. These cycles are going to be common for three. In this, the agent is deployed to production, but quietly made available to a small controlled group of friendly users, right? Maybe a small ITSM agent team or a CSM team to test it out how it is working for them. And then the last one is a rapid pilot. If your shadow pilot is successful, if your shadow beta deployment is successful, the next stage you go into a rapid pilot. It is a lower confidence threshold approach where you deploy a functional MVP to production quickly and then use the live performance data and user feedback to iterate toward a more complete solution. Basically, the entire idea here is that this is something new to us, right? This is something new to client. This is something new to customers as well. Then how fast or how quickly and at what volume you want to deploy it and how do you want to run the show is something that has been described here. All right, the first important and the most uh, fascinating feature of ServiceNow AI today is that the AI agent advisor. We were talking about that, we don't know what use cases we should implement. My client want that AI should be there as an implementation partner. We want AI should be there for them. But what are all the use cases? So, ladies and gentlemen, ServiceNow brings you the AI agent advisor, where the knowledge where to start with AI is hard, right? As a human, you might not be able to think that, okay, what use cases I should implement using AI. But what if ServiceNow AI gives you suggestions out there, right? And that is what your AI agent advisor is. Do these questions sound familiar to you in the real world? What should we automate first? Will I get a high ROI from this? What agents does service now have? Which agents are best for my business? So all these questions your AI agent advisor can answer for you. And before that, we need to think like, okay, what we are solving? We are solving for the purchasers who are our clients or the admins. Can ServiceNow agents solve my problems better than any other platform? Report back to their leadership with the data, right? With the buy and no buy recommendation. Where do I start building the agents for my organization, right? So that is where you implement agents in their org and show return on investments from purchasing service. Now, this is all what we can do using AI Agent Advisor. So here in front of your screen, it's an easily identified top agentic automation opportunity based on actual operational data so that you can achieve the highest return on investment on the agents possible. How does it work? It works on a three-step: mine, match, and make. Mine, you identify the top automation opportunities. You match the opportunities to agents, workflows, and tool, and then you easily create, set up, and evaluate missing agents. And in this screen, you are seeing that okay, this AI agent advisor is running on one of the instance, and it is telling that okay, these 63 possible opportunities are there in your ecosystem to automate it. And if you do that, it also gives you a fair number of idea in terms of dollar value, how much you can save, average monthly request in total opportunities, estimated savings per year. And it is one of the strongest tool if you're starting the implementation, right? So you're helping your client to build the scope. So that is where this is going to come in picture for you. So with that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's deep dive into the module one, which is your agentic use case and data readiness lab. In the next video, we are going to deep dive into this module in detail. Where we're going to explain you the actual case interceptor use case, and we are also going to do the hands-on as well. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Do subscribe my channel if you haven't done till now, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you so much.